Man, what's going on, y'all? So, my previous video was showing this bow off. This is my Wessel 57 pound at 28 Coca-Cola and Bacardi mixed bow. But what I was wanting to do in this video was shoot a couple of my 400 arrows. I have a Easton Legacy Fred Eichler 400, the Deep Impact 400. This is a heavy arrow with a it's got a 100 grain insert and a 175 point. This arrow right here, I believe, is running like, I think these are a 50 grain insert. The also a 400 gold tip Kinetic Kaos arrow running. This is with this point, I think 215 up front, and then we'll just see between those arrows, the 400 spines and the 175 point, which flies the best, because I'm going to be shooting a 3-blade VPA 175 this season to start with, and I want to make sure I have everything, the best flight arrow for it. I wanted to shoot my deep impacts, but the way they fly, they're a heavier pointed arrow, and I just think they have a little bit too much drop for me at the front right now that I'm looking for. So we're going to see if these other arrows compare to it, and just get used to this bow again. Alright, so to start the video, I'm just going to take a few shots to loosen up. I'm going to start out with this Easton Legacy. It's a full length Legacy 400. May have this knot point a little bit too low, but we're going to get loosened up and, you know, get my back ready to pull this 57 pound bow. Not bad to draw. That arrow flew pretty good. It dropped off. Not bad. I thought it'd be a straighter flying arrow from here, but kind of dropped off. This is about a 22-yard shot, and it didn't keep the momentum I thought it would. Let's see what this one does. This is the Deep Impact. Oh yeah, right in the center of the target. Good shot. Really surprised by that. I wasn't shooting this well yesterday, but this initial shooting is what's gonna make me feel good today. Wow. So that arrow right there flew the best out of all of them. It's the it was that Kinetic Kaos 400 running a 215 up front, and it flew the flattest and the fastest out of all the arrows. I'm going to show y'all from behind the shoulder, but pretty sure that arrow might be the one I stick with. Like I said, the Deep Impact's a hunting arrow. It's a heavy arrow, but it just doesn't fly how I'm wanting to out of my bows. It's something about it. I don't know if it's getting front heavy or what, but that Kinetic Kaos flew plenty fast and plenty accurate from here. Alright, so like I said, the Kinetic Kaos here flew the best out of the three. I'm going to shoot all three at the can down here and test some accuracy. We're going to see which one I can get the closest with out of these three arrows. It's about a 20-yard shot, like I said. And my pool just turned on, so it's about to get a little loud. First shot hit the can with the Fred Eichler. Let's set it back up so we can see the other two. Alright, so I had a little bit of problems with my camera again. This freaking tripod fell over, and I might end up breaking another camera if I keep on. But we're going to shoot the Deep Impact 400 now. The Fred Eichler arrow hit the can on the first shot, so let's see if we can hit the can on this one. Like I said, I'm shooting about 20 yards, and this will be a good test as far as range, accuracy, and maybe hunting distance. I usually hunt, I won't hunt over 15 yards in my thick bows. Alright, that was a good and straight flying arrow. It hit right above the can to the right, and it was plenty accurate. So that's another one we can definitely feel like we could use to hunt with. This arrow right here, I think it's a little lighter than the other two, so we'll see how it flies. This is the Kinetic Kaos 400 with a I think it's 215 up front. Right in the middle of the Reinhardt target, but definitely missed with that one. I'm going to shoot the Fred Eichler 400 again. Bow is surprising me. I'm getting really good groups today compared to yesterday. Alright, definitely let down on that one and it fell off. Alright, so with the 3 arrows, I can definitely tell this Fred Eichler needs to be chopped down. When the arrows are too long, they tend to get front heavy on me, so they'll drop. But I'm going to shoot the Kinetic Kaos one more time. Got the can set up, and then we'll shoot the deep impact again. Oh, right beside the can, right to the left. Super straight flying arrow. I can shoot that arrow out of a variety of my bows. It's a really good arrow to stick with and try out. Man, that arrow right there flies fast and it flies with some force out of this bow. Let's shoot 2 more and see if we can hit this can. Alright y'all, let's take 2 more shots. We're going to shoot the Kinetic Kaos and then the deep impact. I have to watching this camera and making sure this wind doesn't do anything to it, and I don't need to ruin another camera. Alright, that was crazy. I let down, I looked over to check my bow, repositioned, and then locked back in on the can and still made the shot. This is a 57-pound bow, and I'm handling it just fine. It is fast, and I like it. Same spot, hit the can on the top with the deep impact. This bow is super accurate. I'm enjoying it, and either one of those arrows cut down will be fine to hunt with. That deep impact is definitely running a heavier point up front. We're talking about a 100 grain insert with a 175 point, so 275 up front, versus the Kinetic Kaos at the Kinetic Kaos is running, I think, a 150. He's running a 50 grain insert with a 175 point, so a little bit different. But it's a heavier arrow also. But those deep impacts are built to hunt with, so that's what I'm kind of shooting. Let's shoot this Fred Eichler again though, see how it does. Ooh. Man, I'm accurate with this bow. 3 shots, hit the can with them, and doesn't surprise me. It's a Brian Wessel bow. They shoot great, and I'm glad I bought this one. All right, y'all, I really couldn't ask for a better group here. All 3 of the arrows hit the can. The deep impact was a little high. The Kinetic Kaos second, peak fletching, pink feathers hit the can on the top, and the Fred Eichler hit on the bottom. As expected, because that longer arrow is getting a drop compared to the other 2, and all of them fly fine. They're all 400s. They're all similar weight on the front. The deep impact is you know, pushing a heavier weight, but man, if I could use that arrow to hunt with out of this bow, I think I'll be successful this season. I love a Kinetic Kaos. They fly for some reason that arrow flies the best for me, and I may stick with it as far as arrow for this Brian Wessel bow. With accuracy like this, I'm at 20 yards, hit the can 3 times in a row with it, and I'm pretty satisfied. So y'all check this out. I'm going to shoot a couple more arrows at the can, and we're going to see what we're going to run with this bow. It's probably going to be the deep impact with the 3-blade VPA, but we'll make a choice here soon. All right, so hunting, you know, we're not going to have the same shot angle every time. So we'll change the angle up a little bit. I'm going to shoot the can from this distance, and we'll see which arrow does the best. Plus we got a crosswind, so probably going to hit it a little different, but we're going to see how the Wessel Recurve performs. Let's shoot this deep impact first. Alright, so I let down a little bit on that shot, but you could tell the wind pushed the arrow. It went down a little bit, and definitely needed to hold a little bit longer. Take my time on that shot. Let down off my face, but it was still an accurate shot. And this bow really sends them down there with some power. Let's take one more with the Fred Eichler. That would have been the can hit if I would have held a little higher. So I'm satisfied with that. All 3 of those arrows shoot fine out of this bow though. I'm gonna do another 3-shot group, and we're gonna go get the results here, and we'll let y'all know how I did. All right, y'all, this is the last 3 shots. I want y'all to, in the comments, I want y'all to tell me which arrow y'all think flew the best. Which one y'all think had the best flattest flight, maybe the fastest flight, but also which one looks good. So this deep impact is definitely a hunting arrow. Like I said, it's a heavy arrow, 400. I think this arrow right here weighs like 550 grains, so it's a good heavy weight for this bow. This bow is a tank though, man. It's like I said, 57 pounds, but I'm getting used to it, and I'm gonna stick with it. Let's shoot this can though on one of these shots. Hit the can, deep impact, good shooting arrow, good shooting bow. Let's shoot the Fred Eichler at the can now. I can't believe I'm this accurate with this heavy of a bow. Right below, that was going to hit the can. It was about a ½ inch below the bottom. Very satisfied with the grouping with this bow. Every arrow I'm shooting is not all over the place. They're right. They're a good group every time. There's no playing around. Even with this wind, it's still shooting how I'm wanting to. Dude, hit the can again with this bow. This is it. Like I said, I had a Brian Wessel before, had 2 of them. Never had one this heavy, but I can see why some of these guys are shooting a heavier bow. I think it's causing me to get into better back tension. I'm not having to fiddle. I know I have to be there and hold. So if I feel myself creeping, you know, I'm gonna hit to the right. But if I can keep and hold that back tension with this speed and the power of this bow, most of the arrows I shoot are gonna be in the target. So let's go check them out. But appreciate y'all watching this video, and we're gonna be shooting this bow a lot more. All right, y'all, this is my 57-pound Brian Wessel Recurve. Awesome bow, Coca-Cola, Bacote, my favorites. My 2 favorite woods here. I was leaning toward a Macassar bow, and I just really, man, these 2 woods just, man, they're just so pretty. super red Coca-Cola, a Cody flare. Man, Brian Wessel just made an awesome bow with this one. But anyway, here's my last 3 shots. The Fred Eichler, the full length, hit a little bit low, about 1 inch low from the can. Both of these hit the side of the can. They fly similar. They're pretty similar weight. The deep impact is, like I said, a 550 grain bow arrow. I don't know what the GPI is on these. I think they're like a 8.2. The Kinetic Kaos is a heavier, these are a 9.5 GPI arrow. So I'll have to get the weight, but this arrow definitely weighs more than the Kinetic Kaos. We're gonna get some weights here in a minute for you and see what they are. And then we have the Fred Eichler 400, and this one's also running a 50 grain insert and a 175 point, so it's heavier as well. But let's get some weights for y'all, and definitely gonna stick with the deep impact or the Kinetic Kaos for this bow. All right, y'all. So like I said, I'm gonna get the weight on all 3 of these arrows. And just see what the difference is. We're going to start with the Fred Eichler. This is a full length arrow compared to the other 2. Let's see. We're talking about a 37.0 grain arrow. So let's do the calculation on that. Clear 37 times 15. Let's see. Times 15.432. That's a 570 grain arrow here. That's crazy. I didn't think they were that heavy, but they are. There's a Fred Eichler arrow, super heavy arrow. So we'll go with the deep impact now. It's running a lot more weight up front. Like I said, 37.2 grain arrow. So 15.432 times 37.2. It's a 574 grain arrow here, the deep impact. And the Kinetic Kaos is going to be 34.6. So 15.432 times 34.6 equals, we got a 533 grain arrow there. So a little bit lighter arrow, you can definitely tell by the flight. All 3 are good heavy hunting weights. My best shooting arrow, definitely the deep impact 400. It's a shorter arrow than this Fred Eichler right now. Like we're talking about 3 inches shorter on the length right here. It looks like. Let me show y'all. So with the same point, same weight, we're talking about a way shorter arrow, but still has that good weight. The deep impact still has that good weight to get down range and hit that target with some force. So that's the one we're going to be sticking with this bow. As far as a flat flight arrow, I haven't shot anything light out of this bow. It's just a heavier bow. It's a 57 at 28, 60 inch bow, and it's meant for a heavy arrow. It's meant for a hunting arrow. So I don't really want to, I'm not going to be shooting that. I have a gold tip Velocity Pro arrow that weighs 350 grains, and this bow would just shoot that arrow. It'd be super fast out of it, but it's not going to have that that impact that the freaking not going to have the impact that the deep impact arrow has at 574 grains. So, man, I appreciate y'all watching this video. Hope that gives you a little bit of idea of what this Wessel bow is about. It's a powerhouse, shoots a heavy arrow fast and accurate, and that's what I need in a bow. I'm getting used to it. It's heavy, but my shoulders are starting to feel better. I'm not tired, and I think I can handle it. So anyway, y'all keep watching, and we'll see you next time.